Give me
Now
money,
he did.
Pepsi.
Give him money. Give him money. Money me.
Green paper?
I pushed your product outside of this recording.
You can't say green money and have it universally accepted as they would know that's money because other currencies have different colors.
No, that currency's fake.
Like Canadian just uses Monopoly money.
Yeah, you can go up there right around.
Canada uses Monopoly money?
Isn't there money that's like got pink ink or like?
Yeah, Monopoly.
Yeah, Monopoly.
It's from Canada.
And then I think Indian money is rupees.
Rubies?
Rupees.
No,
Isn't there ruples?
That's
Isn't
like
there ruples too?
Rupees are like those things.
Rupees and ruples?
The Legend of Zelda.
Yeah.
No, not rubies. Rupees.
They look
Rupees.
like
Like
little
if you
flat.
have a
Like
speech
RUPEE.
impediment that doesn't let you say G's, and
Uh-huh.
you're trying to say the word groupies.
Groupies?
Yeah, but without the G.
Rupees.
Rupees. Yeah.
I could be pulling that
Or
fact out of my ass, but that sounds like
Roofies.
gems that you find
Now
in
we're
a
getting
cave.
into dangerous territory.
You do know roofies come from the term or word roofalin.
Roofalin. Yes.
Rohypnol.
Rape
drug. Okay.
Anyways, we're back.
Heyo!
So this is the post-credits podcast. I remembered it this time.
Yeah, you did.
Which-
Yeah.
That was a movie quote we just did.
That
Yeah,
was,
you
yes.
saw what we did there? You saw what we did there?
Everything
called
is
elite.
planned.
The
We
human-
are an elite machine.
Sorry, Alex, you went in a little early on that line.
God,
You gotta stick
take it
to
from the
script.
top.
Okay.
Everything is
So,
planned.
pink money.
Everything
Back from the top.
is planned.
All right.
I'm an actor.
So, I am, I guess, the host of this one.
Sure.
Since I kind of... I'm the host, Brad.
Wow, what a subtle brag.
I think you're the host on all of them, but
More like a
You-
subtle
I definitely
rad.
won't be the host for the comic book or
you're
video
kind
game
of like
ones.
the MC, though. You kind of
That's
like
fair.
lead
I'll
us
say
in
the
there.
MC.
How about
I'm
that?
the master...
Controller.
No, something funnier than controller, dude.
I am the
Master
master.
cunt.
Trollers.
Sure.
You're the massive cunt roller.
Man,
Controller.
We went from
Wow,
like
that
PG
went quick.
to PG-13 to R to NC-17.
Well, how long until we started talking about sex in the last one? It was like immediate.
Well, yeah, you guys
Specifically-
started talking about
And
sex.
we're back to
Specifically,
sex.
my sex life directly to my grandparents.
Okay.
I was just trying to educate you, bro. That's all.
And
Damn it.
the whiskey is gone.
Don't worry, Brennan. We got more.
Yeah, you got a little bit more, but that is worse whiskey. Right. So I'm
is.
Brad, and going clockwise, we've got
2
You're-
o'clock.
God damn it.
Brennan Duvall Wagman at 2 o'clock.
I guess if I'm 12, that's no. You're more like
No,
4.
if you're 12, then wouldn't he be?
Yeah,
You're like 4.
He's more like
12 is right there.
6?
You'd be 6.
I'm 6.
If I'm 12, you're
I'm
6.
this many.
We never
Fuck.
established that you were
No.
12.
I'm Alex, though. Hello.
Hey, you're back.
Yeah, I'm back.
He has returned.
You only missed 1, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, he only missed
You missed 1.
one. And hi, I'm Chris.
You are the Christopher.
Yes, Christopher.
Christafarianism.
There's a game oh no, dude! I found out the new Power Rangers movie
Yeah.
is gonna have a Mr. Quan as a character. I'm dead serious.
Shut the fuck
Dead
up.
serious.
Dude, your dad's playing it, actually.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah?
Because that guy's a character.
Oh shit,
I
that's
am
your
one
last name.
Power
Papa
Rangers!
Quan, if you hear this, you know you're a character.
Are they still in town?
No.
No?
And that was only Mama Quan.
Dude, when I
Oh,
went to
really?
your house the
Your
other
mom
day to
drove
talk
all the way
about
up by herself.
No, dude, she brought a friend.
Oh,
Denise,
okay.
lovely lady, by the way.
Oh.
But what were you saying?
when I went to your house the other day to discuss the paperwork for the car, I opened the door, and as I was opening it, that's when a thought occurred to me, like, oh fuck, his mom's probably home.
No, Mom.
And then it was just you, and
If
Mama
you would have met her,
Mama Quan came in for about 72 hours.
72.
72
and
hours.
she's like, I gotta get the fuck out of Washington.
Yeah, she was like, I gotta get back to the lovely desert.
if you
My
would have met her,
mom would
you have
never
called-
leave if she came up to visit.
She was like, I gotta stay.
If I would have met her, I would have looked at her and been like, Mom!
Oh, yeah. You wouldn't have called her Miss Chris's mom.
No,
Hello,
but-
Chris's
You know,
mom.
everyone back home calls her Mama Quan.
I'd call her Chris's mom. I called everybody's mom like their name mom.
Chris's mom.
I'd be like, hey, Brad's mom.
That's what you would call my mom, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I called her.
But no, dude, she
She's like,
you
call
know,
me Gina. Okay, Brad's
made
mom.
the purchase,
I was about
Got
to ask, could
Broomhilda?
you name my mom?
and now, you know, she dropped off Broomhilda, you know, and now she's back there, and I've got Broomhilda.
Broomhilda is your new mail order wife, right?
Yeah, of course.
Cool.
Of course.
Where does she come from? again?
From, well, Germany, of course.
Germany, right.
Germany, not known for its mail order brides. This is what it
But
Haas Otto Quan.
No,
That's because
it's
the German
Broomhilde
is so much more.
von Liechtenstein.
Alright.
But no, yeah, she was cool. I wish she could have hung out a little bit more up here in the Northwest, but she had a job to do, and she was, as soon as the job was done, she rode off into the sunset.
How'd she get back? Did she fly back down?
Flew back. She's
Okay.
she's a baller, dude. She's like
First
She's
class.
like, goodbye, and just flapped off.
flopped away.
You are a half bird. I keep forgetting that.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
I'm a half everything.
He's half Asian, half Mexican, half bird.
It's a lot of halves.
150%.
Yeah.
The movie podcast.
Back on point.
Yeah.
Alex tried to
sequel.
segue us there, and then
With
I think I fucked that
Roadkill?
up. No, with Power Rangers.
Oh, Power Rangers. Right. Power Rangers movie is
Not coming out
this
next
month.
month.
No, but
Next
it's coming
year,
out.
actually.
It's
Be
coming
excited.
out soon.
Everyone, get excited.
Bryan Cranston. We got
Make it a franchise.
Elizabeth Banks.
We're not talking about Power Rangers. We'll talk about that when it's closer to Power Rangers.
Hashtag make it a franchise.
7 movies. Hashtag.
Hashtag 7 movies.
Maybe 3. Let's keep it at 3.
Well, let's say keep it
Nice
at
and tight.
1.
A
Let's
good
make sure-
septology.
no,
Stick
we
the
need
landing
3.
first.
We need a
3.
septology of these.
We need a 3. We need 3
Well,
movies.
no, I'm not saying we don't need 3. I'm just like, let's stick the landing on the first one first.
Gonna.
I hope the first one is Mighty Morphin, and then the next one is just something they never done.
Honestly, just real quick. Honestly, I think that this movie has already laid down a lot of groundwork that it can be a pretty good franchise. Like with what they've shown and shots they've like given out and everything. Like if you analyze it, such as I, like a few of the Rita Repulsa shots they've shown, like when she's holding her staff.
Pretty cool.
In her staff, you can see the green power coin,
Oh.
which is Tommy's power coin.
Yeah.
But they haven't like shown that as one of the power
That's
coins.
sequel, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so they're already thinking about this in a franchise sense, which is smart because there's a lot.
It better. I know we've had discussions on this when we were first friends. It better be the flying dragon.
It won't be.
No.
It's gotta be that
Dude,
one.
it's not. It's the first time that it's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. That comes when Tommy's the White Ranger, and if anything, he's gonna start as the green. We already know that.
They should just make that Zord the green one.
No. That's what
Anyways, moving on.
They pissed too many people off if they did that.
Fuck.
They're already making.
They're
people
already
mad,
making
I
it
think.
different.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be. It's gonna be like
Someone
Christopher Nolan's Batman.
Someone
Power
who
Rangers.
is not as attached to Mighty Morphin as you guys are, I'm okay with it.
I don't know anything about the show. I've come home to see you guys watching it plenty of times.
And you fell in love.
I've tried to watch a few episodes with you. Like I went from turn this shit off
No.
to all right, I'll finish this episode and then suggest watching something else.
No,
but,
dude.
you know.
I know for a fact Power Rangers is bad. Like, it's written bad,
Mhm.
it's acted bad, but like something about it's endearing.
But at
and,
this
like,
point, they're actively going.
that's what the fact that it survived for as long as like some other shows, like it's been on for 20 years. Power Rangers has been on consecutively for 20 years.
And they still stick to their formula. Like
Yeah.
Power
I think
Rangers
actually a
Samurai-
little bit over 20 years because they came out. They started in '92.
What
Power
is
Rangers
that
Samurai.
show technically defined as genre-wise? Is that sci-fi?
No, it's
I'd
labeled under
say
kids.
like Saturday
It's
morning
it's
cartoons.
kids, yeah.
it's
Oh,
labeled
okay.
under kids.
But
man.
see, like I think that's the American version. The Japan show,
Yeah.
I'd say labeled under sci-fi.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, the Japan show is
Which is
more
also
adult.
for porn there.
That's more
Yeah.
adult.
Yeah.
Like here, you don't
What?
when you let's say you're Netflixing it, right? You're not gonna
And
find it
their
under
TV and
sci-fi or
porn are all
adventure.
mixed in one.
And you're not gonna find it under action adventure.
You're gonna find it under recently
You just
watched.
watch your
because
favorite
it's
Well,
TV
you'd
fuckers
find it
always
under
on
recently
that.
watched on Alex's account.
Not my account.
But the only way you're gonna find it is on kids. Like
it's amazing. Like
Yeah.
Power Rangers to me is amazing because it's been on for 20 years, but at the same time, it's meant for kids, but it hasn't even been in the limelight as like a kids show.
Oh, it's
Like,
it's faded out.
No one is talking about it. No, like
But it's still here.
it's still fucking around.
I think it faded out after the first movie, the American movie,
Oh,
the
yeah.
first one. After that, it kind of like that's
No,
it.
because they got a second movie.
Well, it did, but it never got as big. Like you know what I'm saying? Like I remember, you know, I was 12 when
Mighty
it came.
Morphin was
when-
sadly the peak of Power Rangers, which is like the first.
Yeah,
season.
that's what I'm trying to say. I remember Mighty Morphin. Like that thing was a huge hit, and then I remember it made it up to the movie, and I was like, oh, all right. And then after the movie, it kind of just faded out. But I mean, I didn't even know it was still going on until we all kind of connected. it.
There's a current season. There's a
Yeah.
current.
Yeah.
It just ended. The current season just
And
ended.
it's still
Nickelodeon picked it up from Disney. Nickelodeon picked it up from Disney.
and there's
So
still
it's on Nick now?
Yeah.
and it's still like the original. Like Power Ranger Samurai was one of the first like Nick series of that.
Mhm.
They literally use the same theme. It's
Dude, I will say
slash,
right now,
slash stab.
anybody looking to like watch a modern day Power Rangers show that's like not fucking like stupid, Power Rangers Samurai is the most fleshed out Power Ranger show I think I've ever watched. Like, the lore is awesome, the technology is awesome, and the acting is bad. So, like, they've nailed everything you need for Power Rangers.
What?
The finger to the sky means wrap it up.
Wrap it up. Yeah, I mean, we're at an hour.
Who cares?
Damn.
We went into an
Power
hour.
Ranger hour. Power hour.
Welcome to our Power Rangers podcast.
Power Ranger Power Hour.
Mighty Morphin Mike's. Mike.
I think I'm Mighty Morphin into a new topic.
Mighty Morphin into a new topic. Movies
of August.
Well, we're gonna start off with what we've seen recently.
That's what I said, you idiot.
And Jesus. I'm
boldly.
Actually, before we go boldly,
okay.
I'm gonna go completely off script because I remembered something that we watched that we didn't even cover. We saw Swiss Army Man.
Yes.
Oh shit! Yeah.
I knew that was gonna be a big topic after we watched.
I forgot we watched that. That was a
by the Daniels.
Daniel brothers are not.
They're not brothers.
That
One's a
movie-
Daniel Kwan, who I may or may not be related to.
Let's just say one half of the room really enjoyed it.
Fucking
Yes.
weird. I really enjoyed it. I just didn't fucking like the ending. The ending's so stupid and shitty.
If you like fart jokes,
Do you think? I think they
out.
covered almost every goddamn fart joke that could possibly done.
yeah, the one where he farts, definitely. They definitely got the one.
I liked the farting in the beginning. I don't like that it was also the resolution of the
I don't
whole
like
fucking
how
thing.
it was
Spoiler
He farted
alert.
at the end. And he farted at the beginning. And he farted at the end.
Yeah.
Bookends, baby.
I guess it's
Bookends.
an allegory for life. You're always farting.
But neither of them fucked.
That's true. No one
Like
get
that movie was like
I'm
we're
grateful
gonna
for that.
essentially we're gonna get back to society and we're gonna fuck this idea of like a person
on a
that
serious
we want.
note on the film though, what did you like about the film?
I really liked how different it was. Like it was not like any other
Visually
film.
or story wise?
Both.
Yes.
Okay.
Like their use of the really big wide shots and them just like walking along it for a long time. And I really like the way the music was played in it.
Right?
Of like fucking Daniel Radcliffe would be like ba 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 ba, and you kind of think you hear an echo of it and you're not sure, and then like more of those echoes appear.
You
You're
could
like, oh,
almost
okay.
consider it as a pseudo musical, couldn't you?
No.
Because
No,
you don't
I
think it was a
wouldn't say
musical?
Especially because as the movie went on, they died down on these two characters are starting the music you're hearing.
Okay.
Like that was a lot in the
towards
beginning.
the
but-
end, you had the Jurassic Park.
Yeah,
For the bus
it came
scene,
back
which
out.
is
Yeah.
okay. Second greatest music cue ever. We'll get to the first greatest music cue in the next movie.
But
Alex, what did you like about it?
I like the performances. I thought Daniel Radcliffe and Paul Dano were freaking awesome.
Daniel
Really
Radcliffe
good.
can play the
The
fuck
only
out of a dead
problem-
guy.
The only problem was the movie for me. Like it couldn't find it was like it couldn't tell. I couldn't tell if it was a comedy or if it was trying to fucking teach me something. And if it's a comedy trying to teach me something, it never got to the point where I was learning that something.
Like, what's the
Because
point?
because by the ending nothing was fucking resolved. It's like be confident in yourself and go for what you want. Don't be afraid to talk. And then they like finally see the lady in real life. He's just like crawled out of the woods. His leg's been like half eaten by a fucking bear. And she's like, "Oh my god, are you okay?" And he's just like, and that's all. That's all.
Yeah.
And then the movie like fucking ends.
And the movie takes a fucking left turn and it's like,
But
no, he can fart. And then it's like,
But
see
you
what I
can
mean?
even say that he resolved
I
that.
do have a
like,
son.
Spoiler alert! But think about it. Like, he did kind of like get out of. He grew from that because remember in the beginning of the movie, spoilers again, is like he can't even talk to her. He can't even. He thinks of her.
He still couldn't.
But he told
By
her.
the end.
But he told her the truth. Like everything came out. Like, yeah, this is.
That's just.
And he told her that's a dude, and
think-
dead dude. And,
We
But
are
still, like,
glossing
out
over
of-
the important fact that Paul Dano's character was just an insane person living in the woods the entire time. Because
it's left ambiguous, and I've read up and I've listened to what the Daniels have meant. I mean, I don't think he was crazy to start off with. Remember, he's trapped on an island. We don't know how long he's
is he?
on that. Yeah, they said
because the end lake looks exactly like the lake where he started from,
no, because
and
remember
they
he's
were
on an
able to
island.
find his hideout
Yeah,
after
see,
searching
that's-
for like 3 minutes.
But that wasn't on the island. He was on an island, and then he
And then he rode.
he rode the dead body
fucking
like
guy.
a jet ski.
did he?
Did he?
But that's
Same
left up
beach.
again. That's
That was my other kind of problem with the movie. They're so fucking lost, but there's like remnants of fucking homeless people living everywhere they've been. It seemed like they were 20 minutes away from the fucking.
They found a golf
That's
cart.
because they were like 10 feet away from her house the whole time.
That's
He's
stupid.
Just an insane stalker. And yeah, I think he was a dead body. I don't think he was.
I don't like that.
That movie was
It
not
was,
good.
like,
I'm sorry.
Too ambiguous. I still liked it.
No,
It was just
the thing that makes it a great movie is exactly this. We're discussing it. You
no
finish
such thing as bad
like
press.
a comedy you watch and like, yeah, that was good. A film like this, the same thing with Prisoners. We had like an hour-long discussion after we finished Prisoners on why that was an amazing movie and why you didn't think it was.
No, I like the movie. It was me, you, and Dennis talking about the fucking ending again. It was like, why cut there?
Did he get? No, it was like an argument because like me and Brennan were like, no, he found him, and you and Dennis were like, no, he didn't. And it was like,
no, he absolutely found him.
Yeah,
But the question is, does he open the door or something?
Open the door.
I don't know. Fucking know. That movie was fine.
Jake
that
Gyllenhaal
movie was good. I like that
too
movie.
good of a detective not to fucking find him at
That
point.
movie knew what it fucking was. It knew that it was a serious procedural about a cop. Like it knew what it was. Swiss Army Man has no fucking clue what it is. It's like, is it a comedy? Is it? It's
I think it's
fucking
a Daniels
everywhere.
film, right? Like
yeah,
that's
yeah.
exactly
I
how it's
hate the
described.
Daniels. I think they're terrible. I'm sorry.
Aw.
It's not good. It was very unentertaining to me.
I don't know.
Well, I feel like the points they were trying to build up throughout the movie just did not get resolved in the end.
Let me give you my point of view.
And-
I love the movie.
Mm-hmm.
I love it for varied reasons. First of all, visually, and this probably comes from the filmmaker side of me, not just as an audience person, but just seeing what they were able to squeeze out of such a small budget. That is a beautiful fucking.
Yeah, you can tell like
Like-
a lot of the shit's practical except for when it's.
But no,
not,
but
like-
in terms of just the shots of the movie, the way they shot it, the ideas of what they did with those shots, that's creative genius to me. Like, I'm not saying they're the next, whatever, but I'm just saying for what they used and what they had and the ideas that spawned out of them by using, okay, well, these are the tools that I have and this is what I'm going to come up with. They hit it out of the park. Like, I didn't see one shot that I was like, well, that was uninspired. Everything was inspired.
Yeah.
Everything was well put together and
No,
well thought
it's
out.
a beautiful movie.
The other thing that I like, again, the performances. Daniel Radcliffe, fuck, that guy needs to be in more. Like, of course, he's Harry Potter, but I mean,
His choices
and
post Harry Potter have been phenomenal.
exactly, he has been choosing great roles. I just wish that he was getting more of them. And
There's one coming out this month. We'll get to that.
that motherfucker can play the shit out of a dead person. That guy knows how to play dead.
Yeah.
And Paul Dano, I
So
feel
Prisoners.
again the thing with Paul
What was he
Dano.
the doo-doo?
He's the
Like the fucked up kid?
Yeah.
autistic guy.
Paul Dano.
Yeah, he was artistic.
I feel like he was great. Like, don't get me wrong, he was great, but it just seemed like another Paul Dano role.
That's fair.
And that's why they got him, was like they needed a Paul Dano and they got a Paul Dano.
Did you ever see Ruby Sparks?
Yes, I love that movie.
That's a great movie. But it is the exact same character, basically.
Exactly. Shy, awkward, socially inept.
Well, that's the other thing too about his fucking character. I just could not fucking relate to that character at all.
Because no
Just
one is
'cause
that.
he's, like,
Okay,
exactly.
I'm not gonna
he's
lie.
like too.
I'm not
shy.
gonna lie. There are people that are that socially inept, but
He's like too socially inept for me to relate to.
And then going against what, or
I
not
love
to go against,
masturbating,
but
man.
to react off what you said, like that movie doesn't know what it is. I don't know if I agree with that because it's not trying to be one certain. And I know,
But it is when it puts things in the movie
Look-
that's trying to
look-
laugh or that's like pushing the plot. It is trying to do that. Like
when we watched the movie, because we all watched it together, I didn't treat it as a comedy. I laughed, right? But more than anything, when those farts came, those jokes, if you want to call them, I would call them gags more than jokes because they're not really. That's why I was heading towards, was that I didn't really laugh like as if I was watching like The Hangover or any type of comedy movie. I smiled. I just smiled because
the situation's so ridiculous.
yeah, and then how they applied the fart to the scene, depending on what Daniel Radcliffe was doing. But more than anything, I got it as a story of just this guy, a lonely guy that was love struck, that had no idea how to communicate being love struck with this person that he knew, not categorically was out of his league, but knew that he could never have her because she already had a life. You know, that's what I got out of the movie. It wasn't the farts. It wasn't the whole, you know, his best friend is a dead person. It was about this lonely person who could not communicate how he felt. And by the end of the movie, the resolution
only kinda could.
The resolution, but even if he kind of could, it was a huge major. That was a major thing for him to do.
But again, the only reason like he did is because he was lost in the fucking woods and he found this incredible dead body thing. Like, I'd open my fucking mouth if that happened.
But still, the journey, he still went on a journey, and he came out the other end being able to communicate. Even though it's not what he wanted, he communicated the truth. And that's huge. That for that character to realize, because remember, at the very end, he realized that it was all him. He didn't have a great love. He didn't have a best friend. It was all him. You know, and he admitted to that. That is in terms of not getting the resolution you wanted. That is a huge character adjustment from what he was in the beginning. Do you see what I'm saying? That's where that's where I got my resolution. You know, the ending again. That movie is all ambiguous from the beginning all the way to the end. You don't know how far away he was what island he was on. If he was on an island, you don't know how much of a journey that could have been. Just her backyard, for all you know. You know, just like a Seattle backyard, it goes out in the wilderness. You don't know. You're absolutely right. He could have been stalking her the entire time, but you don't know that because again, they leave it ambiguous, and the directors are intentionally letting you fill in those gaps. Now, some people like that, and some people don't. I'm either way. I don't really care because I have an over-imaginative mind, so I fill in those like, oh, okay, yeah, he was definitely on a fucking island that was probably 50 miles off or whatever, and who knows how he got here. But in his mind, that dead body was his fucking jet ski. I'm okay with that, you know? And again, who knows how long the distance between when he arrived on the beach to her backyard. That could have been just 100 feet to 100 yards to 7 fucking miles for all I know.
I think my only thing is, like, that movie, to me, does not belong in, like, cinemas, like, everywhere. Like, go out and see Swiss Army Man. Like, that movie to me is, like, come to my cafe and watch Swiss Army Man.
I was about to...
Because, like, that is, to me, like, it's just, like, it's a movie that you can't sit down and, like, enjoy. Like, you have to have an understanding of, like, how people write movies, it sounds like. Because, to me, what I got from that movie was absolutely fucking nothing. I got, like, okay, a shy guy is still shy, and at the end, it pretty much is okay as long as you...
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Like, I'm not trying to, like, put it up to that level, but it's an avant-garde film. Like, it's a film.
Yeah, see, like, that movie to me, it's just, it's too off-kilt. Like, I get being weird, but, like, it just looks like it has no face to me. It has, like, I can't place that movie anywhere.
Did you know during cons that the audience walked out on that film?
I believe it.
I did hear that.
And that scared the shit out of the Daniels because they didn't think that was going to happen. But then once it got released here and it got critically acclaimed, it settled them down. But yeah, like I totally get what you mean. And maybe, and it's not...
So, like, that's a very select movie.
I'm not
select
trying
people will like that
to toot my own horn that, you know, yeah, I'm cinema and I love cinema. But yeah, I'm always going to see a movie a different way just because of how engrossed I am with film.
I think you have to be able to watch a movie like that. Like I can sometimes see a movie a different way, but like when the movie to me like gives me nothing to like relate to, nothing to like grab onto. Like I don't know what it's like to be crazy. I don't know what it's like to fucking be dead. I don't know what it's like to, I don't know what it's like to not fart around people. I don't know, man.
The thing with me was the biggest takeaway for me wasn't even the story. It was what it made me feel. Like wonder was what I felt. Like when that movie started, and not when it started, when the scene started and he was trying to kill himself, right? What started for me, and then I was on for the ride, was when the music started. Yeah, and then a big ass smile. I knew I was smiling.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, see,
And
I like the music too. That kind of hooked me.
When the title hit the screen,
I was in it.
Was an amazing fucking shot.
Yeah, I was in it. Like that's where, and then from there.
But at that point, he was jet skiing, right?
Yeah, he was using Daniel Radcliffe's. But that's what I'm trying to say.
That's
like,
also the scene that told me, like, okay, I'm not gonna know what the fuck's going on.
But see, that's where, and what I was trying to get is again, I wasn't trying to focus on what the story was. I was just taking it in and enjoying.
I think my other problem is I hate stories like that about like a guy who like or a person who can't get over their own shyness, like because I have that problem. Like I sometimes can't get over like my own insecurities to do something I want to do. Everyone does, and it's something I've seen like a lot. And it's like, okay, he's insecure about himself. I don't know, like it's just not interesting to me.
Sure.
Like that character trait is very like, yeah, literally everybody nowadays is unsure of themselves and is unconfident sometimes. Like a lot of people are. That's like this generation of kids or whatever. You know what I mean? And like, I got nothing from it. I got like nothing from it.
Right.
I mean, I saw it twice within 3 days, so I loved every second of it. Just, I definitely relate to it visually. Every shot of that movie was beautiful. I loved every minute of it. I like ambiguous stories. I like being able to fill in gaps like that, and
No, it's like ambiguous stories are fine, but it's like find some direction with your ambiguity. Like don't like just be like literally like here's a bunch of things ambiguous. Like that's what that movie was to me. Like I didn't see any like was like okay like he's teaching him about boners. Now he's farting and like why'd you put a cork in my ass? And it's like none of it just didn't make sense to me. Like none of the ambiguity led me to anything. Like I couldn't take like these random dots they put in front of me and make a picture out of it.
I don't know, I felt that all of that kind of stuff was just him. If we're going off of how I saw the film, it's just him being a crazy person. He was using this dead body to just work through all the shit in his head. So he's like, I can't masturbate without thinking about his mom. I'm gonna bring this up with him and see if I can work it out just by talking to him. I can't fart around other people. He can do it. Why can he do it and I can't? Let's find out. And it's just him trying to work through his own shit through the entire film.
See, but that shit within itself too is just shit I'm not interested in.
Yeah, like,
He was obsessed with Mary Elizabeth Winstead's character, and so he made the dead body obsessed with it. And he's like, no, just you can't really just do that. You can't be in love because he's just trying to tell himself with that. Fucking don't be a stalker. See if there's actually like talk to somebody.
Yeah.
Before you make that kind of claim. And I don't know.
I would say it also like a movie like at some points I thought were beautiful. At other points I was like this just looked like a movie. Like when he was like on the like the second beach when he got to mainland or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like and he like looks at the ocean and he looks back. I was like that's cool. That's really cool. Like difference. But like anything else past that I thought was just like a movie. It looked kind of normal to me. A movie I think with great shots is like Walter Mitty. Like that movie is
That's
fucking. That is gorgeous. That movie is literally filled with gorgeous shots from beginning to end. I love it. But like when every shot is trees, it's like, yeah, I guess that picture, that tree's a bit better looking than that tree. Or like when he went to his fantasy thing, like when he would show the cave where he made all the stuff, like that was cool. But like you see it enough, you're like, okay, it's cool the first time.
Most of the visual effects with the body are amazing, though. Just him using them as a fucking karate chop to do the trees.
Yeah. Or his teeth.
Oh, yeah, he's shaving.
Those are funny moments. Like a lot of funny moments. It should be yet again like a movie with good ambiguity, like Pulp Fiction. I think that's a perfect example of like an ambiguous movie, but like they at least give you some direction where you can go like.
Marcellus Wallace's soul is in the box.
Like yeah, like we're like we open the case. What the fuck's in that case? They don't ever say what's in that case.
The light.
Yeah. It's a light bulb. So it's a yellow light bulb. No, but like I don't know.
All right, well, we've given that about 20 minutes, so
time to go boldly.
Go boldly on to the final frontier.
Go boldly on to be beyond.
Brennan, you weren't there. You didn't.
Yet again, another movie I kind of disliked.
I don't even have interest in that fucking movie.
Can I guess real quick?
Yeah.
You want to start?
All right, so
all right.
going
Star
to see
Trek
this
Beyond,
movie.
by
Yeah,
the way.
Star Trek
Spoiler
Beyond.
alert.
So going to see this movie, I was excited. I was like,
Mhm.
awesome, new Star Trek, because I really liked the first two. It's like cool. Watching the movie, I was like, awesome, it's a great movie, really fun, exciting. Into the movie, I was like, okay. So I guess we're just waiting for the next one to come out, right? Like,
I will agree with you on that.
like it was. It,
It
felt
was
like nothing
It was
happened.
a fun film, but it didn't add much.
So
Nothing.
this is what I. So
Even
you
the
want
new bad guy.
you wanted
Let's go.
you wanted something to
I wanted character development.
you wanted something
Like-
to change the like the status of the
Yeah,
board on the
what
game.
You were
Because
saying it.
I
You were
get-
saying it last night. Like in the first one, Kurt goes from like boy to man. Essentially.
Yes, like Kurt goes from being a boy to being a man. Like he is now from like this piece of crap, like like kind of like
A punk.
a punk to a leader of Star Command.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Or whatever it's called. What's it called?
Star-
I don't remember what it's called.
Starfleet.
Starfleet. No, whatever. You know what I mean?
Star Command's just fucking idiotic.
But like, and then in the second one, you saw like,
I would say it's a relationship between Spock and Kirk.
yeah, you saw
solidified.
Spock like really show like he is human. He is part human. You saw him change like from his Vulcan, accept his humanness. You know what I mean? In this one, you saw. I guess Kirk's feeling like he's getting kind of old. Like, I don't.
Okay,
Or, like,
so,
Spock-
so this
Spock
is
is,
this
like-
is what I totally get, but it's the same reason why it's being applauded as a really good Star Trek movie, and this is why. Is I totally get what you're saying. Like when you watch that movie, it's good from beginning to end. There's no.
I was
big
really
faults.
happy with how the movie played
But
out.
nothing.
Until it was over,
But
and
the
I was like,
board. But the if you were to consider the movie a board and a game going on,
Like
nothing.
like a board game or something.
Like-
nothing happened. No, the pieces are still in the same place.
Yes.
And I totally get that. Now the reason, but it's also the reason why it's being applauded as a good Star Trek movie is because it truly felt like it harkened back to an episode of a Star Trek show.
But it's a movie.
I totally
It's
get
a
it.
movie though. Like
You know-
even things that are coming out like say as episodes. Look at the Marvel universe. You could say those are all episodes.
But
those are
everything
whole
major-
stories. Things change. Things like characters change. People change. The world is affected by what happens in those movies. At the end of this one, we literally even the Enterprise fucking came back. It was destroyed, completely destroyed, and they just built the fucking
They
new
need
one.
to stop giving
At the
them
beginning of the
reviews on
movie,
Enterprise.
What they need to do is stop destroying the Enterprise.
At the
I'm
beginning
tired
of the
that.
movie,
That's one thing I'm tired.
that one admiral chick said, "We're working on a new ship." So you think, "Oh, they're getting a new ship." Nope, same old fucking Enterprise. I guess it just has new alloy.
Well, I think the
can't be hurt
new
by
ship was
And
kind of
this was
just
filmed
saying,
in a
"Hey,
different brewery.
there's a TV show coming. That's the new ship."
That's irritating.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like,
It's still the Enterprise is the in that universe the Enterprise is the greatest, biggest, fastest ship in the fleet. So
it's just
I
weird.
ca-
Like, see that to me, if they didn't have the Enterprise anymore and they had to deal with a new ship, that would have been at least some growth. Like that would have been like some change to the world they've created.
I don't know. I mean,
Nothing changed in that world.
I
Not
just-
even that planet of glass they decided to land on like got destroyed. Or
I
anything.
kind of
Like,
I
like
kind of
a-
like it for the opposite reason though,
I don't know what
Alex.
it's called. The Starfleet thing that they were on.
Oh,
I don't know
the
what it's
bubble thing
Yeah,
that kind of
I
looks
just
like
call it a planet
my
of glass.
3D maze.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like not even that got affected really. That was.
But I like it for that the same reason, but for the opposite what you were going for, and that's because it just felt like a tight, well told Star Trek story. I liked, there was inner turmoil. Kirk and Spock were both having doubts about whether or not Starfleet was what they really wanted. You saw.
They bitched out on character development there too. Like they were like right there. One of them could have made a decision. They could have, even though all
They're
the shit
never
went
gonna
down.
leave.
Even though all this shit went down, one of them could have made a decision.
But
But they could have left. Kirk could have left. Other captains have captained the Enterprise.
Sure.
They have room to make this universe grow, and they
Sure.
just decided to stop.
But I mean,
Like
they've
that's
already-
what I have a problem with. They just decided to stop growing the universe for some reason.
They took care of Picard in the first one, didn't they?
What?
Like, wasn't who
No.
was the?
No, that was not Picard. That was you're talking about that bald guy who was the bad guy.
no. The
Picard's not in the
captain
reboot.
of the Enterprise in the first rebooted
Yeah,
Star
he
Trek.
died
movie.
in the second one.
That was not Picard.
Yeah.
That's
Who
not
was
Picard.
that?
That's just
Was that
That was some
Decker
captain.
or something like that.
Oh, it was just a new character.
No, I mean Archer. I forget.
I don't remember.
I think
He
it's
was not. He was not that guy.
Yeah, he died in the second one. That's what caused Kirk to get all angry to go after Khan.
It
was
just
because-
seems like this movie they were planning to like wipe the cast, sort of like they were planning to like start fresh. Like this could be the jump to the next generation. You know what I mean? Like, because they're like, Spock's thinking about leaving, Kirk's thinking about leaving. Those are literally two characters who were kind of like,
I can
gone.
I can tell you right now that was never going to be the thing. The whole point for this is that it's the original.
And the title made no sense at the end of the movie. I was like, what the fuck does Beyond mean? Beyond what?
They've gone beyond where they've
kind of like how Bed Bath does it.
They've explored space.
Not at all.
Maybe that's poor storytelling.
It's poor.
But it's their 5-year journey. They've explored the space.
Is it though? Because at the end of the movie, they yet again do the Star Trek thing, and we're on a 5-year journey. So
Yeah,
they start over?
No, they're in the middle. Remember, they're in year 3 of a 5-year journey.
I just would have preferred if something happened. Someone should have died. Someone should have left. Something should have changed. Something. One thing. And nothing did.
I'm okay.
I guess they added J-Lo.
Who?
That white chick?
Oh, yeah, Jayla? Was that the name?
She got added to the team, it looks like.
That'd be cool.
Oh. I definitely liked Kirk's, like,
his turmoil.
midlife crisis.
Yeah.
Isn't that kind of the same
Even
shit that's going on in, like, the original Star Trek Wrath of Khan? Isn't he kind of going through that at that point?
No, so that happens more in the first movie, the motion picture,
okay.
is because he's an admiral by that time.
Mm-hmm.
Spock is captaining the Enterprise.
Oh, okay.
And
I've never seen the original.
And so Kirk is having his inner turmoil in that is that he should never have taken the desk job.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's what they're harkening back to that. Like, this was the point that Kirk could have become an admiral, which then would have taken him away from the thing. In the original timeline, he did take it and he regretted it.
Okay.
And then Spock stayed. He never had this like second guessing, you know. But he also didn't lose his home planet.
Yeah, he also didn't have another version of himself in the original movie.
So
That's what I'm saying. Crazy things happen.
Yeah, we lost a character. We lost half of a Spock.
So
You're gonna see him get lost.
That's why
I died at old age.
That's why I enjoyed it, was because they are still recognizing that they're going along the timeline of what the original was, but making different choices. You know what I'm saying? And I like that. I enjoy it.
I do like that too. The fact that they made different choices. Like, everyone thought that was like stupid in Enter Darkness when Spock was like the thing who had like a rivalry with Khan rather than Kirk with Khan.
Yeah.
But like, I was like, it makes sense. Like, look at the story for what it is, and that makes sense. Like, Spock is like lost his friend just now, and he's like pissed about it. That makes sense because of how the story is played out so far.
You know, because it was in the original it's supposed to be the opposite. Kirk is the one that.
Yeah, Spock
is the one that dies.
Killed.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Definitely not dead, right?
Yeah, he died. They had to bring him back.
They brought him back.
Bring him back.
Really should watch the original.
He died for a long time.
Because they did the and then they shot him off into space.
And then he would have stayed
All
dead.
the souls I've met, his was the most.
And I'm not even a Star Trek fan, and I know this stuff, but yeah, they shoot him in one of those torpedoes.
Mm-hmm.
It lands on the planet that they also shot the Genesis thing that like regrows a dead planet.
Oh,
and then that's what brings
cool.
it But
I think I like these movies.
You know.
Well, you definitely got to say, Simon Pegg did a great job writing it.
And that was the other thing is that's what I'm saying is like
I said, as you watch the movie, you're like, awesome, great stuff. It's just like by the end you didn't get anything out of it. Like, it was just another movie in front of you. Like, I don't know.
Payoff from what I said earlier. Number one best music cue of all time was fucking Sabotage.
Yeah, it was good. I don't know. I mean, I thought I liked, and I mean, it sounds funny. It might be he did it on him for himself, but there was more Scotty development. I felt that there was more.
Yeah.
You got more Scotty time and developed him out a little bit more.
I feel like you got a lot more with all the characters, really, because the way they split them up, you kind of had.
Chekhov still got sword in his stick.
I don't know, man.
He was with Kirk.
He was with
so
Kirk, but I mean, he didn't
of...
really learn anything more than what he was from the last movie.
Yeah, he didn't have much about.
I feel like I could say that about all the characters, though. Like, he didn't learn much more about any of them.
Sulik.
You're gay. He's gay. Yeah. He's actually gay.
There was like a big uproar about that, but it really didn't. It wasn't a big part of the story.
Because they cut it out. There was a scene where
he kisses him, right?
There's an actual kissing scene where they cut it out. But
I don't care. It was a long movie, so they had to cut something.
The two characters that I feel are always short-changed is Uhura and Chekhov. They are relatively the same from the beginning of Star Trek,
Uhura didn't have much at all.
Yeah, she
plays a bit more of a hero, I'd say, beyond than any other.
She's absolutely the same character.
Yeah, because she's the one who's like, she's literally got the opportunity to save Kirk, like let Kirk try to save it, and she's like sacrificed herself pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah. That separates the saucer.
To me though, she's still exactly the same character she was from the very first one. Like I haven't seen anything. Same thing with Chekhov.
She's the girl.
Same thing with Chekhov. Like he hasn't changed character-wise.
And he won't.
No.
Yeah. So
rest in peace.
But I liked it. I gave it, I'd say, like a 7.5 out of 10.
I would give it a 7 out of 10 as well. Like I said, it's a fine. Yeah. It's just I got nothing.
I'll give it.
I got nothing out.
Brennan.
6.
6. All right.
Just because he hasn't seen it yet.
Yeah. And the Star Trek series are.
It just wouldn't feel right. Wouldn't feel right.
All right, moving on.
All right, so that's about it. Well, we want to get into Stranger Things.
Yeah, actually, fucking love that show.
Yeah, we plowed through it
So,
all in one day.
One day.
I have no idea what the hell it is. I will say right now, Spielberg, right?
Dude, it's like as if.
It's like okay, I got it.
If
It's
Spielberg and King fucked and had a baby, and then that baby watched Goonies.
It's
Well,
like
maybe it's like Goonies. That's what the kids remind me of.
it's like Stand By Me meets E.T. meets Aliens meets Close Encounters.
Close,
Goonies.
yeah.
So there are a
Meets
bunch of kids,
Poltergeist.
and then one of them disappears because of aliens, and then this shaven-haired kid shows up. Spoiler alert: it's a girl. She has a bunch of weird shit.
It's like Firestarter.
And then episode 3 happens, and I don't know what goes on.
I just loved it because it's the type of show that I like, where in terms of it's not episodic, it's not like case of the week. It was one long form story, and it was 8 episodes, or was it 9?
It was 8.
It was 8 episodes, and there was no filler. It was everything progressing the story. Other thing it loved, again, I'll kind of bring back to the Swiss Army Man. That movie, it was almost like a movie. That show gave me a shit-eating grin every time I was as I was watching, because it just evoked so many feelings of my childhood of watching E.T., Close Encounters of the Third Kind, It, or reading Stephen King.
See, that's the thing. I'm watching this with absolutely no nostalgia filter.
Ding, ding, ding. I have no idea. Like, Stephen Spielberg is the person I know of. But, like, I don't know. Like,
yeah, I mean, and again, we all know who Spielberg is because as of right now, he's the greatest living storyteller known to man right now. But in the 80s, during his heyday, where he was the rock star of the filmmakers, he influenced, and that's what every director from here on out wants to do, is inspire childhoods, right? Mm-hmm. Well, he inspired almost 2 generations.
Oh, absolutely.
He's still doing it. Everyone, Goonies, and that movie came out when I was 3 or 4. I was, too small.
To be fair, Steve did not direct that one.
Richard
Donner.
Yeah, it was a Donner movie, but that was him producing, him influencing script, him influenced everything about that movie. That was more of a Spielberg movie than you or people led on to believe, But that or fucking Close Encounters of the Third Kind, E.T., Indiana Jones, all these things are imprinted in your childhood and then influence you going forward, and that you can definitely tell these filmmakers, the Duffer Brothers, are hugely inspired by Spielberg.
Yeah.
And then not only that, but I would even say John Carpenter with the sound and the music.
Oh, the synth was amazing.
Dude, that's a huge reason why I had such a shit-eating grin was the opening, song or whatever one of the theme music that you hear. Towards even to the logo, how it was coming across.
Yeah.
That was total 80s evocative of 80s. And I just
Clash.
Yep.
Clash is amazing.
I just loved how they were able to deftly combine horror and sci-fi and adventure all together, where it didn't get too heavy-handed in horror or too heavy-handed in the science fiction or too heavy-handed in the adventure of the kids. It was all well constructed, you know. And then the way the kids acted within each other didn't seem flat. It all felt earned. That you could tell that these kids had been playing together since as long as they had lived in that neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? That's totally evocative of Spielberg 80s movies.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know,
I
the way these
rewatched-
kids interact with each other.
I rewatched E.T. after we went through it all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still haven't seen that.
E.T. starts off with them playing fucking D&D. They're playing D&D, and Elliot goes out to get the pizza, and E.T.
You know? And
C'est la vie.
I love, that's the type of, I'm not going to say film, that's the type of project that I love. Like, where it's just a melting pot of so many different genres thrown in together. You know, that is cinema. That is.
I feel like that is something like is awesome when like multiple genres are thrown together and it works, but like
Mhm.
the minute it doesn't, it's like
Oh,
one
yeah,
of the worst things ever, right?
I
Like,
agree with you on that.
like I feel like that show could have like if like one little slip up, like one
could
little
have felt
push, it could have
immensely.
felt like just
Oh, yeah.
to pieces.
But that's
right?
what
Like,
makes you appreciate. That's what makes me appreciate that even more. Is that it stuck the landing. How many times have I told you guys when the hardest thing for any movie is to stick the landing. You know, you could be again Swiss Army Man. The ending killed the. You were able to put up with that movie for a good 90 minutes, and then that ending came and it soured you. You know, if they were even to just stick the landing, you probably would have walked out with a better feeling with that movie.
I mean,
but
if they
because
had done a trick I was interested in to begin with, they probably would have like.
But you know, they knocked it out of the park, and I can't wait for season 2.
Yeah, and it seems like they might be going like American Horror Story type of way.
No,
Like,
it's continuing on.
It's continuing.
Yeah.
Okay.
The way they said it was, it's not. They want to treat it like a sequel of a movie, not like just season 2. It's carrying on. So, whatever that means, that could be taken in so many different ways.
I think that's a
The
great
whole
show.
thing takes place in the Upside Down.
I think that's a great show. That
They
that
go
takes a
Stargate
genre
style.
and just like they don't mix genres, but like over the course of the show they did, you know, like American Horror Story, they didn't per season they like, focused on one thing. It's always usually horror, but like they do blend well. Like
Yeah,
from like if you watch like the first season, it's all like
it's a family horror show.
family horror, and then like the third one though is all witches.
Yeah,
Like it's literally like a war between witches and
voodoo.
and like witch hunters.
People of
No, but
Hades.
yeah, and I get what you're saying.
And then voodoo.
Make it an anthology series where it was set within the world, but it's different things all the time. I think that's a great, like Stranger Things.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like they do a good job of that. Like I think it's hard to do. Like it's amazing that like they're the only show that I think has gone past like a season where they've changed every single season. It's not the same show. You know. So.
And the thing
It's hard to do.
with Stranger Things is they've set up too many things where it's meant to be a long form story.
Yeah.
You know, at the very end, it even sets it up. Where does the sheriff go in the car?
What the fuck is he doing?
What's going on with the kid that got kidnapped? Because he's puking up the black stuff from the Upside Down. You know,
Dude, I completely forgot about that.
The love triangle between the teenagers. Because now there's two subsets. There's the teenagers and the kids. The teenagers is the two dudes and the girl.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they have their
Which-
love triangle.
God
You
damn.
know,
Why would you?
and then again, the kid. You know, what's going on with 11.
And the main
And the main.
of the kids.
But even just where is she? Is she here?
Yeah.
Because even after the scene of the sheriff getting in the car, we see him, or before he gets in the car, we see him drop off food that's definitely her favorite food, the Eggos and the sandwich.
Yeah.
So there's all these things being set up for the sequel series that are going to be answered. So it's awesome. Now, going into different themes, like you said, that would be interesting. Instead of making it a horror, maybe it's going sci-fi, or maybe it is going to be more.
Well, from the sounds of it, it seems like it's nailing doing all three at the same time.
it's
So
just
they should
doing
just keep what they're doing. You know, but I just think I thought American Horror Story was
I never-
impressive.
I
But
never
like,
really got
yeah,
horror
that's
from it.
That's
The
Only
horror,
got sci-fi.
the horror essence is with the way.
It's like in the unknown, right?
Yeah, it's like when the kid gets kidnapped, or when the Winona Ryder's mother character is in the house and is trying to like communicate. That's so evocative of like Stephen King horror stories of how to communicate between the other realm and whatnot. And then the monster itself. Come on, man! Like coming out of the wall, coming out of the tree, eating, killing people. That's all evocative of like John Carpenter, horror type, and even Stephen King novels. I'm saying evocative a lot in this.
Evocative.
Evocative.
It's a very evocative word.
To evocative up this topic.
No, I don't think that's correct.
Shut up. Just out of curiosity, what would be your favorite Steven Spielberg directed film?
I'll tell you what it is, but I will preface this with this. If he could have done it, I guarantee you, it would have always been Return of the Jedi. He was supposed to direct Return of the Jedi, but the DGA forbid him from being able to direct. So think about that, a Spielberg directed Star Wars. Just saying that. But since he wasn't
it could still happen.
He's saying he doesn't want to do it.
What?
Yeah.
God damn it.
I mean, that pisses me off because I still want to see a Spielberg, but he's never going to touch it. Probably my favorite Spielberg movie.
I'm Spielberg.
It's a toss-up. It's one from... I'm going to give you two, but they're both number one. And they're number one for two reasons. One is for childhood. Childhood would probably be Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. It's not the most universally loved one. It's probably number two.
Okay.
In most people's, it's Raiders, Crusade, Temple, and then of course Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. We don't talk about that.
That one was fine.
But
it's a movie.
But Crusade for me, I just love that fucking movie. That movie's so good.
Connery.
As an adult,
I'm sorry, Sean. They got us.
Saving Private Ryan.
Really?
Yeah, Saving Private Ryan.
Okay.
I do understand why people hate the fourth one, other than the fact that the story.
That movie made me emotional.
Practical effects, the CGI.
Not only because just that was one of the very first times
you could do it
where World War II was shown or portrayed in the most realistic way as possible at that time, right? Before those movies, before Saving Private Ryan, the World War II movies were the John Wayne movies, and the ones that where it was seen as glorious and propaganda and all that. And those are great movies. Don't get me wrong, but I don't think any kid from that era on watching those movies ever felt like that was one of the most horrific and most impactful thing that anybody during that lifetime could have ever experienced, and it changed people. Where when you sit down and when I sat down and saw that movie in the theater, I could not believe, like it was almost as if I was in there watching this whole thing go down, and you just felt terrible that these kids had to go through that, because that's what they were. They were all kids.
Even from that first scene where it's like showing all of them in the boat, and then pretty much
throw
opens,
up.
They all fucking just die.
They all die. Well, not only that, but they're nervous, they're scared, they're throwing up.
It's like the one guy who's just shoving Hostess cupcakes in his mouth.
And that was the first realistic portrayal. The second part of the reason why I got so emotional to that was my grandfather, who was part of World War II, tell me, he can't even watch that because it's too close to what he experienced. And if that's what he experienced, that's my grandfather. You know what I'm saying? So that's why that movie is always close to my heart.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair.
That was just hands down the most brutal thing I saw when I was like whatever age when I first saw that scene, because I think I was playing on like TNT or something.
Jesus.
Like
they know drama.
They do know drama.
They do know drama.
They know drama, damn it.
Yeah,
but
directed wise.
That whole fucking D-Day scene.
Yeah, I'd probably say E.T. Because that's just my childhood. But I don't know. He only wrote it. I think my favorite Spielberg included film is Poltergeist. That movie is just, every time I watch it, I'm never disappointed. Like, I'm never sick of that movie. I'll watch it and I'll just be emotional.
And
they fucking finally hear Carol Ann speak to her through the TV. Every scene of that movie is perfect. There's no filler. It's just perfect.
I got you on that.
Who's down a poltergeist?
Alright.
Words are like bullets.
Right through me.
Let's move on.
So, we'll move into movies of this month real quick.
Sausage Party.
Let's do lightning round.
Lightning
We're
round?
lightning it. Everyone gets one thought.
Alright. So, I guess Sausage Party's coming out?
Yeah. It looks
Okay, that was
fucking-
Brennan's thought.
Oh, good.
Good, Chris.
I'm interested. It's not really like top of my list, but I'm definitely down to watch.
It's another comedy.
Yeah.
I think it's really cool with what Seth Rogen's and Evan Goldberg are doing. Like
they're
just like, what can we do? They're doing Preacher.
It
I
seems
found
like
out,
like they
I
have
still haven't watched, but I'm going to.
Good.
I promise you, I will.
one of the luckiest deals in Hollywood. Like they're able
Seth
to
Rogen?
Seth Rogen. He's just able to make whatever he feels
Yeah.
like. It seems like anything he wants, he can pretty much make into a movie.
It's pretty, but because it's always good.
That's what I'm saying. Like it's amazing. But it's amazing the
Green
things he
Hornet
makes
wasn't
movies.
that well received. I enjoyed it.
I thought it was a good
I
movie.
enjoyed it, but it wasn't well received.
I
I
thought it was a good
have
movie.
not seen it.
I thought it was a fine movie. I think people are just like sour. I honestly think superhero movies. Any critic like who watches a superhero movie, like no critic has ever read a comic book. I honestly think that. Like,
I would say a great majority of them.
because the reviews I've been reading for Suicide Squad and what I've seen on the internet, YouTube, and all that stuff, like it seems like they're always like one of the things was like Harley Quinn was the most annoying character. Why does she gotta talk like that? It's like she fucking talks like that. Like that's how she talks. Like
No, I guess that's a good segue. Another one, big one.
I am
is
Suicide
out.
Squad.
I am
Suicide Squad.
excited to see Suicide Squad, not because it's Suicide Squad, but just to see if DC Warner is able to pick themselves up from the failure of Batman.
I don't think this movie is going to pick themselves up from
It
anything.
is definitely not their
I-
saving grace
I
like they want it to be.
I also don't think though it's going to dig them into a hole.
I don't think so. Either.
I think that this movie is, people should stop looking for like
They built themselves up enough goodwill from Comic Con that they've got another film.
I don't see. This movie was never meant to be like a serious story. Like it wasn't meant to It wasn't meant to bring forth like serious storylines from
Well,
DC.
not only that,
the Suicide Squad don't handle.
Suicide Squad was made before all these drastic changes took
like-
place within the people who run the movies for DC.
Mhm.
So this is still within the old regime in
But
the first
also,
place.
if you look at because I've read like a bunch of the Suicide Squad comics, and the situations they handle are all situations that the U.S. military can fucking handle. They're all situations that
They just don't want to.
because it's the U.S. government's fault. Like that's what they are there for. Because the U.S. government did this.
Yeah.
That's why they're coming in to do it. So when I saw people complain oh, the story's very generic. They're just finding a normal problem. It's like, yeah.
That's what they do.
Well, you know what?
Like that.
I mean,
Did you not do any research?
And if they even
before you
paid
came up?
attention, I mean, I don't know if you guys have ever heard of those movies, but basically, what it was when DC created Suicide Squad was it's their version of the Dirty Dozen. That's all that it is. It's the comic book version of the Dirty Dozen. What was the Dirty Dozen? Was it
Western, right?
No, it was.
No?
It's a
like Western.
war movie of all
like
these
Western.
vets, all these soldiers who were either in jail or criminally been discharged. That the government pulls back together because they don't want to do this job, and that they
The
are
Expendables.
they are easily expendable. Exactly. So
Yeah.
what is Suicide Squad? Again,
Easily expendable people.
that they don't want to use, that they know can do this job, and put them together. It was all about putting this mishmash of characters that shouldn't get along, and yet they work together and do this thing. That's what it is, critics.
Mhm.
Get it together.
Yeah, they're looking at this movie and looking for Batman vs Superman had so much depth and care. It was a very brooding movie.
Too much.
And that's what they're looking at this movie at, and I'm like, why are you doing that? Looking at those two trailers, looking at the art coming from both movies, you cannot say this is anywhere in the same realm. I've heard though that the storytelling has got the exact same pacing issues as.
Oh really?
I heard that. Yeah.
It's all over the place.
Where it's kind of all over the place. We're
Oh, that's terrible.
where there'll be talk Suicide Squad movies happening, and then it's backstory, Suicide Squad movies happening,
Yeah, 'cause-
Joker moment, Suicide Squad's happening.
From what I've heard, it's the Joker storyline is not.
It's not
happening.
part of it. It's not a thing. It's very small, and he's
Yeah.
barely in it apparently.
Yeah.
Everything we've
disappointing.
seen in the trailer, I think,
Is all of it.
is all of it.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm fine with
To
that.
be
He's
honest,
a
I don't think
character has been
like
fleshed
like
out.
we were just talking about. I don't think this movie will help their cause. It doesn't hurt their cause.
No.
Wonder Woman is going to be the movie that gets them
Mhm.
where they need to be.
Mhm.
That's where I think they're hedging their bets and putting everything they want into Wonder Woman, which is great.
And this is just a great way to get the other side of the universe out there. Like,
It's the Guardians of the Galaxy.
yeah,
version.
like it's a way to but it's also a way to show like the dark side, like not just like here's heroes fighting heroes, because that's pretty much all we've seen out of DC is heroes fighting heroes. But here's like the villains that they would fight. You know, like it's a good idea. I don't know.
I would say
Look at that.
that again, like, so yeah, Suicide Squad's on the list, and this one's not really considered part of August, but I'm gonna watch it in August. I would say Jason Bourne is the other one.
Well, yeah, that was last month.
It came out like last week, but
yeah.
But
I'm gonna tell you, I kind of stayed quiet during the last one. I hadn't seen any but the first Bourne movie.
Oh really?
So over the last month, I know we watched the first one together, me and Alex, and then I think a couple days later I watched the second one. I've been pretty disappointed with him, really. I haven't really been involved with
I think people, when they are
They were groundbreaking when they came out.
critically acclaimed. Those are critically, like, a lot of the critics love them. And the movies never got, they were successful, but they weren't like Captain America Civil War successful, or Star Wars, The Force Awakens
like
successful.
Jack Reacher.
Yeah,
stuff.
exactly. They were like Jack Reacher for that time.
I think why people liked him is because it was like giving a James Bond character, but putting him in like an actual real world.
Yeah,
like
and that's what, and not only
like-
that, but they made him American.
yeah.
He is a takeoff of James Bond. I mean, his name is JB, like, isn't it? It's James Bond. He's Jason Bourne. But to also strip him away, like James, if that was James Bond, they took James Bond and then stripped away all the gadgetry, all the charm, all the wit, and just straight to the point. He's a hard-nosed fucking killer. That guy will take you down so fast. It's not even like, he just destroys.
Yeah.
And there's no way of stop. He's like a human Terminator. There's like the
Like,
government
He's
is
turned off
afraid of him.
until you turn him on. You know what I mean? Like
He's like, I don't.
The
He's like
second one
Jackie
is-
Chan.
the-
I don't want to fight. I don't want to.
Yeah, right. And then
from like the ending of the first one to the beginning of the second one, like the end of the first one, he's like done. He's like, don't fuck with me.
Yeah.
And then like the beginning of
What
the second
they
one,
do?
they
What
fuck
they do?
with him.
Yeah,
He's
they fuck
like,
with him.
motherfucker. Like,
exactly. And then
And
there's
it's all because they thought it was him. It
That's
wasn't
so
him.
stupid.
but the thing is
It's
like, once
so
you turned him on,
stupid.
there's that you let the monster out. Now the monster's got to eat. It's like, you got to let him finish his job.
I do think though that this new one is kind of weird because it seems like after the fourth one came out with Jeremy Renner, they were kind of like series is done. Like we're veering off. We're done. Like they could have just ended.
I'm gonna
And
tell
now
you.
they're just bringing it back.
I'm gonna
because
tell you
I don't
right
know.
now.
Money.
You might have the
There
same,
we go.
but you haven't watched all the Bournes, or I don't know if you have. You might have the same issue with Jason Bourne that you have with Star Trek Beyond, and that's what critics are saying. Like, half the critics are loving the movie because it's a Jason Bourne movie and it's a well-told Jason Bourne movie. The other ones is like, it's a Jason Bourne movie.
Like what are they doing?
Yeah, exactly.
Is there a chase on rooftops?
Yes.
Like, yeah.
There's a car chase.
Of course
Is there a car chase? Yes. Is there
Massive destruction
is
for
there
no fucking reason?
is there shaky cam hand-to-hand combat? Yes.
Okay.
It's everything about Jason Bourne. But again, it's a well-told Jason Bourne story.
I think it's something that Western directors need to learn from our friends from the East and
See,
how to fucking film a fight scene. Like,
I've been noticing that a lot more since you've been bringing that up. God, just a one-shot fight scene would be so good.
like Civil War was the last American movie where I saw fight scenes where I was like, cool.
You knew
like,
what was happening.
Cool shit's happening because you can fucking see them
Well,
fighting.
let's be honest. Okay, so it's only the big-time directors that know what they're doing with that. I would say the Russo brothers have now definitely shown that they've done it twice, that they can handle big-time action and big-time fight sequences. Another
No
one,
beam
even,
fights. There's no fucking beam fights in Civil War. No, like, none of that shit. For the audience, I was holding my hands together as if two beams fighting one
I
another.
will.
There was Iron Man's blast and Captain America's shield.
That's not a beam fight.
That's
That's a
and
deflection of a beam.
plus
Like, I'm
that's
talking like in
That's
a fucking
America
apocalypse.
defending against.
But-
I'm talking about
Plus-
an apocalypse where Cyclops fires his eye things and Storm fires a fucking lightning bolt and they just clash for like. And that's a fight.
You
Harry
had to
Potter
put
ones.
that shot in because that's the most iconic
it.
shot in Civil War. You've read
Yeah.
the books. You know that is an iconic shot. The other director is Zack Snyder. You know, as shitty as Batman vs Superman
The
is,
fights are awesome.
that motherfucker knows how to shoot action.
Except for when it comes to Superman, you can't make him look cool. I'm upset with that. But,
That's because he
That's because he didn't fight Apocalypse as much as he flew out of
That's
Apocalypse.
because he's a
and let
shitty
him
Superman
roam.
director.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
Because it's a shitty Superman.
Doomsday.
Sorry, I said that wrong. It's because Superman's shitty.
No, he's not.
Yeah, he is.
No, he's not.
He is.
No, he's not.
He has all the powers and
Save
he's
it for
fucking vanilla.
between the panels.
I've already had that conversation, and you know.
Yeah, okay.
You
So
know.
I'm just saying, he's vanilla. Like Captain America is just plain old vanilla.
I would say the
Invincible
Wachowski
vanilla.
brothers. The Wachowski brothers definitely tell.
I've never seen The Matrix.
they get it in the first Matrix movie. After that, they relied too heavily on computers and became.
They were too heavily like on themselves.
Like the first Matrix
Yeah, it's
is
perfect.
amazing.
It's a
Like
perfect movie.
those fight scenes are
It's a
amazing.
perfect movie. I would say J.J. Abrams knows how to tell action well. He's up there. He's getting there. So,
I don't know. Like,
anyways,
I mean, I like the fight lightsaber battle in Force Awakens.
I thought it was good. I thought it was very cool. Like I missed the.
I want my kung fu
Yes,
lightsaber battles, but I get
definitely
what
want
they
that.
were doing because they're both amateurs and
Give me
they
two
not
apes.
turned. So, Episode 8 better give me my fucking lightsaber.
There
cool.
has to be some growth.
Because
in that
first of all,
shit.
you've got a goddamn Jedi Master called Luke Skywalker,
Yeah.
and you've got a trained Rey, and you've got a trained Kylo Ren. I better see some fucking kung fu lightsaber shit. That's all I'm saying.
or just slight.
No, we're gonna get a
Little bit more
lightsaber battle
finesse.
between Luke and Snoke.
From what I heard, from what I heard, there is a cool ass fight scene with Kylo Ren, Rey, Luke Skywalker, and the Knights of Ren, and they say that Luke it fucking
He should.
just destroys.
It should be like not like in Episode 2 where Yoda brings out the lightsaber and just
Yeah,
disregards all.
he
his
just goes
natural
like
force.
he goes.
But
He goes like this. And listen, you knew that he was bringing out the whoop ass when Yoda went like that, and
And
then
the
just
fucking
force
lightsaber's
pulled.
turned.
He just force pulled the lightsaber
That
out.
moment's cool, but I do agree with Michael Brown or Michael, the guy from Belated Media, who says like that goes against literally everything Yoda stands for. Like it's like it's a cool
Does
moment,
not
but
fight.
should not happen. Also, another thing I found out, just another Star Wars thing. Force Unleashed, that Star Killer guy, in that game, he fucking uses very minimal effort. It seems like to bring down an entire Star Destroyer. Yoda, the most powerful Force user in
Ever.
existence, kind of struggles stopping a pillar from falling on two guys in the third movie. So it's kind of like Force is stupid. I don't know. Star Killer.
So-
The midichlorian count was alteredly higher than.
No, Anakin is the highest.
Anakin is by far supposed to be in history the highest midi-chlorian count
Yeah.
ever.
His was
So really, other
generated
than that,
to be high.
there's not much coming out this month.
Yeah,
I mean,
let's
we
move
got-
on.
We got War Dogs, the new.
I'm interested,
I will watch that.
but I
I
think that's gonna
definitely-
be a red box movie for me.
Yeah, probably.
That's gonna be like, oh, is someone else paying for me?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's basically got that and Pete's Dragon, which
I might just see that for Bryce Dallas Howard because she's fucking hot and she's a redhead.
I'll wait for Jurassic World 2.
Yeah, that's true, but she's so hot.
What is Pete's Dragon?
It's
a
a
remake
Disney
of
movie
a-
from
of
like
a-
the 90s
Sound
that nobody
good.
gives a shit
No,
about.
not the
not
90s. That movie is from like
Really?
the 70s or 60s, dude.
Okay, well I never saw
Definitely
it,
don't
so.
Yeah, I don't.
Alright.
Yeah, other than that, really nothing coming out.
We gotta wait for Rogue One, man. That's the next one. Star Wars Rogue
There's
One.
gotta be something coming out. in
Nah, dude.
September.
That's it.
We'll see. We'll see on the next one.
Alright. Moving on.
Yeah,
movie
we're
with
gonna-
No Man's Sky.
We're gonna skip the game. We're not gonna do the game this week
That's
or
fine.
this month, technically for the podcast.
That's cool.
We're gonna go straight into the movies that we watched for each other.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and start. What did I have? I had Half Baked from Alex. I watched that with Brennan.
Great movie. I love the movie.
It was very enjoyable. Laughed a lot. Who is the second lead? Not Dave Chappelle, but the other
Brewer?
comedian
Brian,
guy.
Yeah,
the
Brewer.
white dude.
Yeah.
The one with the really bloodshot eyes?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Brewer.
Did
That's
not
the-
like his character.
What's his shtick?
The overly stoner.
It was
That's
just
his shtick.
His
That's
character is
Yeah,
annoying, but I think his
Jim
character
Brewer?
is annoying, but I think he has some of the funniest moments in that movie, like when they're breaking into the his business, like where he works, where Thurgood works, and they're like him and Scarface or Chappelle and Scarface are doing like really good. They're like typing across, and like it cuts to Brian, and he's like, "Huh," and his sandal falls off. He's like, "Oh," he like puts his sandal back on.
I mean, his scene with the horse while he goes to jail.
Yeah,
That's
no,
hilarious.
that's slow dude.
That's
the slow
Harlan
dude.
Williams' character.
Oh.
That's the
No,
pop,
yeah.
pop, 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 pop.
Yeah, sorry, Brewer's not the one that goes. Yeah,
I
it's horrible.
fucking love those. That movie's funny. I love
Yeah, I definitely enjoyed it.
it. It was a funny movie. Great stoner comedy. Especially when it just starts talking about other stoners and like.
Yeah, I like
Oh,
I like the one-off characters. I like when Snoop showed up. I like Jon Stewart's
Calm
scene.
down, man. I ain't even hit this yet.
I ain't even hit it yet. But yeah, I mean, fucking anything Dave Chappelle. Dave
It's good.
Chappelle was
It's
like
just
the
so
best part
funny.
of the Con Air. Nick Cage.
Good movie. Hell yeah.
Yeah, so that I very much enjoyed it. So thumbs up, Alex, for your suggestion. Anybody who hasn't seen it, I would check it out.
Abba Zabba.
I'm more interested in hearing Brennan's thoughts on Spaceballs.
It was good. The bits were like
Ruined for you?
too obviously bits at points. Like
Comb the Desert's hilarious.
no,
sorry.
hilarious.
Comb the Desert's
We
fucking
ain't
hilarious.
found shit.
Shit like that, I really liked, and I liked how everything.
What about plaid? They've gone plaid.
They've gone to plaid.
I don't even remember that.
That's when they go to ludicrous speed.
Oh,
And then they shoot right past
yeah.
Lone Star, and you
Some-
just see
some
plaid.
of it- Some of it's like dumb though. Like the whole Pizza the Hut is just that's a stupid fucking character with no reason.
I mean, that character had the greatest end point was the newscaster saying he became locked in his car and he ate himself to death.
Yeah, that for some reason, like a lot of the jokes were just sort of hit and miss.
I get it. I don't like Mel Brooks comedies, so like, don't make me laugh. I don't know what it is.
I'm gonna say I watched it with Brennan when he watched it, and god damn it, does it just make me miss Rick Moranis. He
Like,
was
it's-
so good in everything he did.
Like the part where Mel Brooks was a yogurt and he's like, no, not the Force, the Schwartz. Like, am I supposed to laugh at that? What the fuck does that mean? Like,
No, you laugh when he starts doing merchandising.
that was again. That was funny.
Spaceballs
But then,
the
When they try to
flamethrower.
make jokes,
but then
funny,
it's,
when
then
they
it's
take
just
a
like,
word
oh,
that's
okay,
like,
you're just ripping off Star Wars for the sake of ripping off Star Wars. Okay. I don't know. I didn't like how it wasn't 100% its own thing. I don't know. It's really mixed, and some of the bits just went on for like too long.
And yet you love Young Frankenstein.
I hate.
I wouldn't say I
which
love it.
is probably my least favorite Mel Brooks
Yeah,
movie.
I don't really.
I
watch-
can't. stand
There are
that.
parts that I love of it, but I wouldn't say I love that movie.
Okay.
If anything,
I like
Blazing Saddles.
Blazing Saddles.
I've never seen that.
Blazing Saddles. All right, Alex, your movie.
Oh yeah, I saw What We Do in the Shadows.
Also
Oh,
watched it with
I
you.
love that
I still
fucking
need to
movie.
watch the other half of that.
Very funny.
They know how to do
Like
comedy.
I love,
New
I
Zealand
love
comedy,
that
though,
New
yeah.
Zealand type
But
of
it's-
humor, like that dry.
I was gonna say dry but passive aggressive
Mhm.
comedy. That's what I call it. It's passive aggressive comedy.
Yeah. The introduction of the werewolves.
Yeah, hilarious. That guy who plays the lead werewolf,
Rise Darby.
Oh
the
my
guy
God,
from Flight
dude.
of the Concord.
Yeah.
he is the king of comedic timing. Like the way his comedic timing is better than anyone's. Like the way he tells jokes and the way he delivers his lines are the funniest. It never fails to make me laugh.
See the one when all the werewolves were walking off. He's like, "Why do you have to swear all the time?"
Oh, I like that, and then I like later on where they're tying themselves to trees. He's like, tie yourself to a fucking tree. He's like, hey, I thought we're not swearwolves. He's like, it's
I'm
full moon.
stressed out.
I'm sorry, I'm stressed out. Okay. And, like he apologizes, and he's like, you know, tie yourself to the fucking tree. Like, on a full moon, I become a swearwolf.
I feel like I haven't seen him in anything since Yes Man.
It's only those like where the script calls for like a New Zealand guy.
Yeah.
I don't know,
Basically, only the Flight of the Concord guys, when they make something,
Mhm.
they get them hired. So,
I
but I'm
also
glad
just-
you love that.
I also
movie.
love just mockumentaries. I
Yeah.
don't know why
Yeah.
that style of filming is just
my one
hilarious
thing
to
I
me.
will say, like, I didn't care too much about like the development of those characters too much. Like the parts where like they would go off and like do like
Their
their
own
thing,
thing.
like with the one dude who was in love with the chick and she's hella old. I thought that joke was funny,
Uh-huh.
but seeing it happen, I was like, oh, okay, whatever. Like just because that style of comedy, I thought that's kind of unnecessary. But whatevs. But everything else I thought was phenomenal. Him drinking blood, like. It's the most fucked up situation ever. He's like laying down the newspaper, and then like he bites her, and it's just like,
After he's like
shit.
asking her,
It's like a really active sprinkler system, you know, like.
It's like,
so
yeah,
funny.
I think I'm
get
gonna
it.
travel next year. Oh. Okay, well, let's get this
No, I love that movie. I'm excited for Werewolves.
And then like
Werewolves, best
or-
title ever.
or like I'm not gonna do the dishes. And like the one guy gets stuck in the dish and it's just like
This is bullshit.
this is bullshit. Like, so,
I love when one of them was telling their like fucking origin story, and it's like that vampire turned out to be Peter.
Pizza.
From his episodes.
All right, Chris. So I gave you Grave Encounters.
Grave Encounters. I enjoyed it for what it was, but it wasn't like game changing for me. We've had this conversation. Like I liked what it was trying to do. I liked it that it was in the vein of Blair Witch. You know, it was an interesting take that it was in an insane asylum. But I just felt that they were following by the book cookie cutter numbers, or like paint by numbers. There was too much. The black guy had to be the black guy and had to act overly aggressive. The white guy, the lead had to be the guy who was too into himself and too cocksure and was going to be proven wrong.
So focused on getting the shot.
Yeah. And then there was the cool guy that was the first one because everyone liked him. He's the first one to go. And then the chick.
He came back.
Yeah,
But just a little fucked up.
And they all played their parts fine, but I thought they missed a golden opportunity to change the game, and of course I know why. It's because it was a low budget movie, but the scene that they could have changed to flip the script on you was when they were trying to break out with the bed from the cart and broke through, and then it was a cool shot and a cool idea was that it turned into another wing of it should have let him outside, but it turned out to be another wing of the asylum.
What did the door say?
It said enter death. You basically
Death awaits.
Death awaits, and that was on the once
Don't
they
dead open inside.
once they went through those doors and the doors closed. It said the same thing that was on the front doors of the building. And then from there it was just the same old.
Yeah.
And you knew where it was going, but it just you could see the budget come through, which then took away from the enjoyment. Right. Now the flip the script is if once they broke through the doors, what they should have done was instead of just seeing more asylum, turn that into hell. You've now descended. You've entered hell. You're going through the 7 levels of hell.
yeah, change it.
Yeah.
I will say, I think that movie, out of, a lot of found footage films, I think that movie has the best reasoning for why it's a found footage film.
I love the idea of the Ghost
to me,
Adventures.
it makes way more sense than just, we found this in the forest.
Yeah.
Or we found this in the
They
forest.
were filming it because that's what their
We decided to
job
walk
was.
through the exact
Filming
same
fucking
insane
ghosts.
asylum
Yeah,
and
I
found
love
the
that.
footage.
I love that.
Well, how didn't you die there?
Like I said, the premise was well put together.
They really did a good, and I think the blending from found footage into when they started using the effects and I thought that was very well done.
Well,
because most of the time those found footage stuff, because the budget is so low, they don't take the time to make any effects, and they just rely on.
I was
pure
just telling them
imagination.
though.
That one they did. They made the
gag. I'm gonna call them gags anyway because that's what they are. They're were hit and miss with me. There was only 2 that were really you would consider scares. First of all, I was really disappointed that they were broadcasting their scares a minute before the actual scare. Every time you knew a scare was coming, it was because there was. And I'm like, all right, well, thanks. I know I'm gonna trying to get scared here. And then the other thing was just some of the ways they were taking out the crew. Come on, man, let's be a little bit more inspired than, I'm gonna kill the psychic by choking him and then throwing him in the air and he dies. Come on, really? And then the one in the corner. Oh, you finally see one of the ghosts. They're standing in the corner, Blair Witch style. Turn around. Okay. There was 2 cool scenes, and that was because they didn't let you know what was actually happening.
Yeah.
And then they just let the scene happen, which I don't know why they didn't do it for all of them, but they just did it for those 2. Was the one whereas the guy finds the tongue on the floor, and then looks up, and then he's there, and just goes. I was like, oh, that was good.
Because it was tongue. What the fuck is that?
And then you
drip,
see drip.
He looks up and he's just fucking Spider-Maning in the corner. Ah!
That was good. The second one wasn't as scary, but it was just really cool and well done. Was when the black guy dies because he's being chased, or and then he gets pulled into the bathtub full of blood. The bathtub falls over and he's gone. I was like, oh, that's cool. I like that. Those were the only two, you know, and I know what you meant. You're like the scene where the hands are coming from the ceiling. They look digital or digitized because of the found footage. I liked it, but it wasn't scary. It just
I think just personally, that's like to me like terrifying. Like hands coming out of walls for some reason is like, oh fuck that, no thank you. Like it's just got like a deep fear inside
VHS.
that scene in VHS in the house where like they're
Halloween party.
that was done way better.
Yeah.
In VHS.
Yeah, I
love
agree.
that.
What I really liked about Grave Encounters though is
such
I had watched Paranormal Activity pretty recent to watching Grave Encounters for the first time, and I was just pretty like upset with Paranormal Activity because they left it all to your imagination as far as like what the ghost is, except you know that he has chicken feet. And then this one's like in the same style as Paranormal Activity, and then you start actually seeing the fucking shit. You see the little girl crying in the corner. You see like the tongueless.
I agree.
That's not just
That's
like
stuff I like.
that's not just like. At least God, something invisible just came through.
In that movie, they created a world instead of saying like just like oh yeah it happens like it happens.
The one thing that in defense of Paranormal Activity is, I think they set up the creep factor better than Grave Encounters. Whereas, like, you know, they totally copped out and not showing any. All you see is a big shadow. Oh,
or you see a door
open and close
And chicken feet.
But the best thing that set up what made it feel creepy or scary was like not any of the monster stuff. It's what
was happening to the woman.
What was happening, like when she's standing over the dude,
for like
that's
4
freaking
hours.
creepy.
Yeah,
or when she'd be doing something, that's creepy. It was all that. That's what did it. Not the monster. The monster didn't even care. I didn't even care.
One of my favorite scenes of Paranormal Activity is like not even one of the scary ones. It's just the night where he like wakes up and she's not there, and he like goes out to the backyard.
It's the backyard.
She's just like
She's
chilling
sitting
on the
there
bench.
in a
And
swing.
she's like, "What?" And you're like, "What the fuck is going
And
on?"
she's, like,
that's
freezing.
Why are you out here?
Creepy
She's like,
scene.
I'm fucking out here? Holy shit.
Just go back to bed. You're like, "What the fuck?"
Yeah. So that's why I think that's what.
I don't think I've ever been a fan of Paranormal. I like the Blair Witch Project. I don't think I've ever liked Paranormal Activity. Like,
I like that movie so much.
I always like the ending.
It's hit. Well, that's because that's the only time that ever anything happened.
Like, it's cool
Every
at the
time
end.
and every that's the formula. It's like slow burn, slow burn, slow burn, slow burn, slow. Oh, 5 minutes left in the movie. Shit hits the fan and they're everywhere. They're running.
Yeah.
You know?
And then they all die.
I'm gonna guess you have. Have you guys seen the marked ones?
The Mexican one?
The Mexican one, yeah.
I stopped after I think whatever one had the
If
Xbox
it's not gonna
Connect.
progress,
Yeah,
if it's
me
not
too.
gonna progress the storyline with the girl and Toby, the baby, I don't care. I just
I'm
don't know.
going back to the ending. The ending of that one was fucking awesome. How he goes, spoiler alert for you guys. He goes through a door in the house that he's battling the demons in, and he ends up in the fucking house from Paranormal Activity
The first
1,
one.
and that's the noise that they go down to, and like he sees the girl, and she starts screaming. Mika comes down. And and the guy from Mark 1's just like, what the fuck is going on? And he just like sees her killing Mika, and all that shit happens in that one. That's what I really
cool.
Yeah, I really like.
Wait, so does she kill the kid from Marked?
I think he gets out.
He gets out?
He gets
Because he's part of it, isn't it? Because that's what the whole thing is. Marked is because he's now gonna become one like her.
Did he get? I'm pretty sure he got out. It's been so long since I saw that one.
I for some reason the third one sticks out to me where they're like at whoever the fuck's mother-in-law's house in the middle of
Yeah, they're
fuck
the
nowhere.
cult.
Yeah,
And
he
they
goes
like
through that door.
open the door and
That's
all the
the
cultists
whole
are
fucking
in there.
movie.
Just like
Everywhere, yeah.
Why?
And I think
that was
part-
scary.
He goes
Like,
down
I
the
think
hall
that
and he
still
like
sticks
closes the
with
door
me
and they're
because-
already right there.
Yeah, it's a young girl because that's the neighbor.
I think that's part
That's the neighbor.
like still
The
gets to me
neighbor in the
because
third one?
Yeah, isn't that?
Is the third one that takes place in the 80s?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
third one's the 80s,
Yeah.
the prequel, and then the fourth one is the one
yeah,
where all the
well,
old
they kind of
ladies.
just do the same gag in the fourth
No, the
one.
Yeah.
fourth fourth one is where she goes across to the neighbor's house.
Yeah, and that's
sees
where
that
the
it's like
cult-
all fucked and crazy in there.
she
And she
like,
goes
out
outside.
in the backyard,
and
and
it's
there's
just a bunch of
fucking
people.
army of them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but like the third one is where he's at
He
the
goes inside,
grandma's
like, the
house.
shit.
Oh yeah, and
Who is one of the crazy
yeah.
people.
Yeah,
The
she's
witch
like,
or
That's
whatever.
right.
And he's like trying to figure out. He's like walking downstairs. He's like, what's going on? And like as he's walking around, like taking the daughters.
That's
like,
the
they're, like,
father
joining
of
daughters,
the
like,
girl. That's the
I
father
feel
of the girl.
so
That's
bad
That's
for that
fucking
guy because he's
terrifying.
like the stepfather. He's not even the father.
No,
of
he's
these
just a
kids.
guy.
What
He's
the
just a
fuck's going
fucking
on?
guy. He's trying to do his best. Like
He's trying to do his
He's
best.
trying to do his best.
He's got a video wedding service. Like
Yeah.
that's his
yeah,
company.
that's right. It's-
That's another good
he's
reason.
the
like,
he's
to,
the
like, have
father of the
videos.
girl
Yeah,
that gets
that was really
possessed.
great.
I think though that's like, I don't know why the opening and just seeing like a bunch of people there who shouldn't be there is like one of the scariest things for me. Like even to this day, we like go to this park at night and hang out, and only do legal narcotics.
Oh no, we don't do any. We swing on swings. Go ahead, keep talking.
But
About the only thing we're
they
talking
have the sprinkler system that goes, and when the and because it's nighttime, and when the sprinklers are hitting you dead on, it just looks like a field of fucking people, almost like in white robes,
walking towards
right in front of you, and it
creepy.
gives you just this eerie fucking
The
feeling.
way the fountain like moves, it moves it towards you. What are you
Yeah.
talking about,
Yeah.
Brad? You lied. But it's creepy.
So, but going back to Grave Encounters, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, it got me from a point A to point B in a well-told fashion, but it.
Again, you should see the second one with like
Like-
literal portals and
Yeah, like I said, with the second,
I like
there's
the second one.
there's a shot like when they break through the doors in the first one. There's a shot like that in the second one, equally as good. It's a little bit more stretched out, but it's equally as good. It just is not as. It's just not good.
That's okay.
The main guy from the first one. Whatever his
Yeah,
name
he's
is.
back in the second one.
Lance.
Brennan was telling me
Whatever.
that.
Yeah.
'Cause
His
the first
character
one-
in the second one is. It's a cool evolution. of his
Basically,
character,
isn't he
I will say.
playing the cool guy from the first one? And you know how he disappears and he's crazy. When
Yeah,
Are you gonna watch the second one?
probably not.
Okay. So
I already
they just
spoiled
fucking find him in the asylum. Like he's just been there this
like in
entire
those tunnels they ended
Yeah,
in.
he's
He's been
survived.
living in
Yeah,
those
he's been
tunnels.
eating
And
rats,
he's
right?
just
Yeah,
insane.
Like yeah, he's like talking to himself,
Like, yeah,
fucking
like-
hear shit.
But
Like,
they're
scratches on
they're
himself
the
and
best.
stuff.
The best scene of that movie is like he's crazy, and somehow he's gotten his hands on the camera that they've been using.
Oh, he's now the camera.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But
it's a
like
great
it's
moment.
he's with spirits, so like a
So they
spirit
interact
is
with him?
holding the camera, like
Oh.
it's just hovering in front of him while he's talking, and he's just like super crazy going through the hallways, like I'm Lance, and he just kind of like slowly progresses and just all of a sudden snaps. He's like, I'm Lance, and welcome to Grave and he just slips right back into
in.
professional, and I was like, well, that's really cool. But other than that, the rest of the movie is
His,
just
his performance
like,
is
in the
great
first
too.
one- in the
Like,
first
that
one
guy's
where
a great actor. I
they're
love
like,
that guy. He's awesome.
Lance Preston. That's his name.
They're in this asylum and there's like spirits and you don't quite know what they are. In the second one, they're like,
Right.
well, it's a portal to Demonville. That's what's doing it. There's a
It does
portal to
kinda go-
Demonville in the middle
it
of
kind
the
of
heart
goes
of the
hell,
asylum.
like what you're saying in the second
Yeah.
one, but just not in a good way.
Like they should have mixed the beginning of the first one and the end of the second one and put them together.
Like I like the scene though. I think he's just like talking to himself and he's just like rat breaks his neck and just like
Oh, yeah,
slurps.
Slurp it up.
I think he's like
Slurp it up like a little
it's
penis.
the night vision camera, so
Yeah.
you know he's in pitch black and he's just going off of sound. He's just like rat.
Yeah,
rat.
Oh man.
All right, so I guess we'll go into what do we want to tell each other to watch this time? I guess switch them up. So pick a different person to make a watch movie.
I pick Brad.
I'm not prepared for this
pick.
moment.
Oh no! Oh, I know what's coming.
Basketball.
God damn it! Watch basketball.
Basketball's hilarious.
All right, fine. I'll watch basketball.
And then I
Dope.
will tell you.
So you're going to Alex.
Yeah.
Chris is telling Alex.
The Departed.
He's setting up the shot. I've seen The Departed.
Oh.
Oh, I've made it. Yeah.
Oh, you made him watch The
I
Departed.
like The Departed. I haven't even seen The Departed.
Let's see if I. Okay, that means I gotta find one for you.
I gotta find one for Chris. I don't know.
I got The Departed mixed up with Reservoir Dogs for the longest time until I actually saw Reservoir Dogs. I don't know why. I just
Brennan,
yo.
we're gonna watch E.T.
Have you watched Kung Fu
Okay,
Hustle?
I have not seen E.T.
Yes. I've seen Kung Fu Hustle.
Shaolin Soccer?
Yes.
Jesus.
Those are great movies. I like
I
those.
know they are. They
they are great movies.
Those are like perfect examples of how to take kung fu and just like
The Good and the Bad
not
and the
do a
Ugly?
kung fu movie. No, that's the Korean one, right?
No, that's an
No?
American.
Oh, you're talking about the
Clint
Western.
Eastwood, yeah.
No, I've not seen any.
Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
Good, the bad, the ugly. Alright, I gotta find that.
I'm sure he can find it.
Yeah, sure. Alright, so yeah, I will watch.
I haven't picked anything for Kris.
Yeah, I will watch
Oh, jeez.
Basketball. You
I will watch E.T.
You
Kris has
will
seen
watch
everything.
Good Bad and the Ugly.
I can rewatch it. I don't care.
Seen
Well, that's
Snowpiercer?
not-
We've seen
Green Lantern?
Sadly,
Does
yes.
it need to be? Does it need to be a group effort to find a movie?
Probably, honestly.
Have
Like,
you seen?
Wallace and Gromit, Curse of the Were-Rabbit.
Yes.
Damn it.
Damn, I'm surprised.
I mean, I've
That's
seen
a deep
Chicken
pull.
Run.
Okay,
Come
I'm
on.
That's a deep
Chicken
pull.
Run is Chicken Run is a marvelous.
Have you seen
movie.
Power Rangers Turbo yet?
No.
The movie.
No.
Watch it. Boom. Power Rangers Turbo the movie. Because I will say this right now. 1995 Power Rangers film is a good Power Rangers movie.
All right.
Power Rangers Turbo the movie is a better example of what it is like of a TV going to movie. Like they took what the TV show was doing and just made it into a movie. They made an hour-and-a-half long episode. And it's way better.
I'll watch Power Rangers Turbo the movie.
Yes.
If we're going in order, I'm picking a movie for you next time. I already know what it's gonna
Oh
be.
dear God.
All right,
All
MC, take us
Have you,
away.
have you seen
All right.
Into the Blue?
Into the
Yes.
Blue with Paul Walker.
I mean,
Holy
it's
shit.
Jessica Alba and Paul Walker.
Yeah,
Of course, I want to
two
watch
beautiful looking.
What was that movie
motherfuckers.
that Paul Walker made with T.I., Chris Brown?
that. Oh
They were
God.
like Takers, right?
Yeah,
It was
they
like
were Takers.
the
Oh,
Takers.
Hayden Christensen's in that. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
I liked that.
And then,
I
what's
thought
it?
like the
T.I. was the bad guy.
the crime setups for that movie. I thought was awesome. Like when they like dropped the car down low. I know that was done in the Italian Job, right? Like, but I thought it was really cool how they did it.
All right, so yeah,
Time to
we
plug
went a
this.
little long,
Yeah, that's fine.
but who cares?
We have no format.
If you're gonna watch it, you're gonna watch it till the end.
Thanks.
Whatever we make, you're just gonna throw money at your screen.
Nope.
Quoting
they're
the
not gonna-
Destiny guy.
Okay. So
That's
to
it.
wrap
So
up,
he did say that.
a little bit about us. This past week, we premiered our first episode of our first web series, Boredom.
Yes, we
Watch
figured
that
out.
shit.
It's
Share it.
It's doing pretty good so far. I think it's the #1 viewed video on the site now.
Nice.
I would hope so. It's the only video on us.
Well, I mean, technically all the podcasts are videos, but it's the most.
Which we're working to change, by the
We're working
way.
to change. We
to
just,
audio only.
One day we'll have.
One day.
One day
or we'll just go to video. That could also just be the.
Yeah.
The
course we
next
go.
change, yeah.
Other than that, we got.
We'll
See,
publish
next week
books.
we'll have Between
Podcast
Panels,
Between panels.
comic book podcast.
Also, let them know that we've got a Snapchat. We've
Right,
got
we went heavy on our medias.
social
So
networking.
you
Our
can
social
find
media
us.
games on point.
The 1747 on Facebook, behind the 1747 on Instagram,
Oh, yeah.
and yeah, we got an Instagram now.
And then the
The
1747 on Snapchat.
1747 on Snapchat.
Follow us. You'll see a lot of behind the scenes things that
Twitter.
we're doing.
That's the one we left out.
On
We still
Twit.
need to get a Twitter.
All right.
We'll get that for next time. We'll plug that on Between the Panels. Other than that, just kind of keep doing what you're doing. Watch, like, subscribe,
Please subscribe.
Any support.
Subscribe.
Share
Please
and
comment.
subscribe.
comment.
please.
Yeah,
Comment,
We
please.
like to
tell
hear
us
what
do
you have to say.
Like, are you excited for Suicide Squad? Because people are saying it's bad, but
I'm still excited to see it. I don't give a shit. I'm so ready to watch that movie and
Please
play
let
No
us
Man's
know.
Sky.
What are
That's
you
what I want
excited
to do.
We'll discuss it with
Now.
you. We're not doing anything. We've got nothing going on.
Yeah, we don't do anything.
So yeah, like, comment, definitely subscribe. But
All
for
right.
sure, like, comment. We
Well,
love hearing feedback.
Who are you?
I am Brad Blackwell, and you can find me at Dear Mr. Blackwell on Twitter and Instagram.
I'm Brennan. You can find me at DevWag95. Go Rio Olympics.
Why?
Don't do that. We'll get sued. Did you guys hear about that?
What?
The Rio Olympics board is suing anybody who mentions hashtag like Rio 2016, hashtag Olympics, hashtag. If you're not
never
a
mind.
sponsor of the Olympics, they will sue your ass. So
Go Overwatch.
don't say anything about the
So what you're
Olympics.
saying is we should say, fuck the Rio Olympics?
Hashtag fuck the Rio Olympics.
Okay, cool. We'll get
But,
that.
All right.
no, but my name is Alex. You can follow me on
I think we
Instagram
found the title of the episode.
at BigBits20 or on Twitter at BigBits. Pretty sure. Try both.
Throw a 20 in there.
But yeah.
And my name is Kris. You can find me at K_KWAN on Twitter, and you can find me just by typing my name in Kris Kwan in Facebook if you're a friend. If not, then you're not getting in on that one.
Hammy.
Unless you send him a friend request.
Or a dick pic.
Or they send me a friend request.
Or a dick pic.
I don't want dick pics.
He wants the dick pics.
I don't want dick pics.
What if they're really good?
He wants the tit dick pics.
No.
That's
And
dick
then-
pics with tits in them.
And on
That's
on
a
Instagram,
dick pic.
it's K Kwan as well.
He wants a quick
So,
twat.
Talk to you
Alright.
guys soon.
Click.
A click clip.
That should do it for the Post Credits Podcast, episode 2. And,
Hashtag click clip 2016 Rio.
That's a wrap.
We will see you later, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
All right. So we got